Why won't you let it go, let it go? What we had was never personal, personal. Nothing you could better save your breath, leave your regrets behind. Invincible, you're not invincible.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the Approach with Caution podcast. I'm your host, Adam Warfel. Beside me, I got my boy Cody.
What's up?
And across from us today, we got Alex, as always.
What's up?
Joining us today, we have Jennie Lingle.
Hey guys.
Woo! She's
Thanks.
a photographer for NASCAR and a model, so we're going to be expanding the horizons a little bit with this episode. We're going to be going into some new things. So, Jennie, what came first? Was it the NASCAR or the modeling that you started out in?
So the modeling came first. I've been doing it for about 10 years now. NASCAR started last season, so nothing too crazy with that, but it's still relatively new.
Okay. So how did you get into the modeling? Did you reach out to people or did somebody reach out to you? How did that start?
So it started when I was in college. I was a part of a drawing class, and the professor was looking for static figures, which means you literally sit in the room with people all around you with their easels and shit, and they're literally drawing you.
Okay.
You sit there for about 2 hours, you get paid about $60, nothing crazy. But that's how it started. Stepped away from it for a bit, significant others weren't a fan of it. Nude modeling, I mean, it's controversial. But I feel like it's an art. So stepped away for a bit, came back a few years ago, and been working at it since.
Okay. So getting in with that, do you usually, where does the work come from? Do a lot more people reach out to you, or do you have to kind of, like for us, when we go do stuff, we have to reach out to people, at least in the early phases? Were there a lot of people interested, or did you have to kind of reach out to get photos taken of yourself before that, took off?
Yeah, so initially it started with me going to a studio in Lebanon called Iron Ore. They do this thing called open days once a month, and when I initially started it was free. Now it's like $20 to get in the door, nothing crazy. But yeah, I would go in and photographers would take pictures of me for free, and I'd learn a little bit more of the trade from other models, and I started building my portfolio that way. A lot of the work I do now isn't so much static modeling, but actual fashion modeling and such. So basically, building it that way, and now people are reaching out to me on my Instagram. And I do have to, reach out to people too. Like it's give and take. It depends. Like lately I haven't been posting as much, just, other things in life going on. But that has made it harder for me to book things out of state, especially, unless I know people or I have contacts and keep in touch. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything, trying to build the portfolio, reaching out to people, and then having them reach back to me.
Okay. So you said you do a lot of travel for work.
Yeah.
Is this kind of an East Coast thing that you travel? Where's the farthest you've been for your modeling yet?
Yeah, so mainly it's East Coast, same with photography and such. It's wherever I can drive. I've never flown. I'm kind of scared to fly.
What?
You've
Yeah.
never flown?
I've never flown.
I
I
so
love flying.
Wow.
Anytime I can get to fly, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, yeah, I'd love to get you guys out to Vegas. We'll
Yeah.
get a podcast out there in Vegas. We gotta
That'd be
convince
badass.
Cody to get on a plane and
Yeah.
me to get back on a
I'll
plane
fly
after
any day a week.
my
Any day.
final destination type. Yeah, we'll get into that, I'm
Final
sure, at some point.
destination.
So, with the travel, I assume there's a lot of business expense. Is this like a financial thing? Is this more of a fun thing? Or how does that work, and where's the balance there for you?
well, because I don't fly, it's cheaper.
Mhm.
Gas is still expensive, but it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you asked like the furthest I've gone. Like I've gone out to Michigan. I've gone as far down as North Carolina, and as far east as like Massachusetts. So expense wise, yeah, it's paid modeling right now only. Same with my work with NASCAR. It's paid. So basically, if I'm getting paid, I'll be there. And they're trying to balance it out. Like I try to have my hourly rate be one thing, and then travel expenses paid on top of it. Sometimes that doesn't work out, but you can always hope.
Yeah, of course, and especially if you come with a bigger reputation, like you're pretty well known, at least I forget where I found you on Twitter, but like it was kind of one of the NASCAR things where you popped up, and I was like, oh, another NASCAR person. So that was kind of cool, and I reached out to you, and we've been friends for probably about a year now.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Because I think we met last year at Pocono.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's been pretty cool. So with your photography, when did that start? Did you start? We got into the modeling. When did you start taking photos, and what did you take photos of when you got into it?
Started out like way back in the 6th grade. Got my first little point and shoot cool pics. I think it was like Nikon brand camera. Like my mom, my aunt, somebody gave it to me for like Christmas, my birthday, something. Who knows at this point? But started taking pictures of anything and everything, sporting events, friends, stuff at school. And that always like stuck with me, as well as like I've just always had this artistic flair about me. I got that from my mom. So capturing things in life has always been like something I've enjoyed, like capturing little moments and looking for things that people can hold on to as well. So yeah, started out in 6th grade, did my first wedding in the 8th grade, which was my uncle and my aunt. Really unfancy wedding. It was last minute, so let's hire the 8th grader to do the wedding. That makes sense. Real cheap then too, and then when I lived down in New Mexico, I was shooting, that sounds really bad, I was taking pictures of people who lived on the military base because I was dating an Air Force guy at the time. So got my,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I got my experience with military, with families, with couples, animals too. But then got into NASCAR last season. Had somebody reach out to me on Twitter as well, so Twitter was a pivotal point in my photography career, which I don't even keep up with anymore, but I've met a lot of people that way. Yeah,
Twitter's kind of like the 4th best social media platform, unfortunately, lately, but like a lot of my early stuff came from Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just an easier way to reach out to people. Now you got Instagram, you got TikTok, you got all these different kind of things. You can reach out to, different types of people. So when I was in high school, a lot of the girls were like, I'm going to be a photographer. Everybody got the camera, and pretty much nobody now follows up with it. When did you decide that this was something you were going to 100% stick with and keep going?
Well, I feel just like anybody else, you have those moments where you pull back from something. Like, I didn't stick with photography from 6th grade till now. I actually got to college. I ended up going to a college I didn't want to go to because my mom forced me to. She was an alumni there. So she was like, this is a school I went to. It's in the state. It's a community college. Start out there. If you do good, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to a private school down in Virginia. She wasn't a fan. So I started out there with that and started out with photography as my major, and then decided I hated it and I was resentful. I was a fucking teenager. Who wouldn't? So I pulled away from it, and then like about a year later came back to it. It was just something that I've always known. It was an easy fallback to make money, and it gave me an artistic and creative outlet. So why not go back to it? And now that you can tie like other passions to it, the modeling, the motorsports, whatever, and collecting, like I said, collecting those little moments to share with people, why not do it?
And I was watching something too on that, like photography, because like there's photography for music, there are all kinds of different things, and I was watching this one girl that she does photography for DJs and stuff, and I didn't realize how much went into like photography and how much of a big group it is. So it's really neat to see what it is, because it's more than just taking a photo.
I mean, like everybody can do it now. Everybody has phones, everybody has cameras.
Yeah.
I think that the simplicity of it is really nice too. But if you watch some of these like concert photographers, I've seen photographers that work in different motorsports, like an F1 and stuff. I am still mind blown at what they can do. Like I know this girl, Hannah Talent. I think her name is like Talent PNG on Instagram. Her work is insane. Like, she's done motorsports. She's gone down to see, like, I don't know if you guys know who Tyler Childers is.
Yeah.
He's, like, a country singer, right? But she's gone down, I think it's her, like, 3rd whatever time, going to his Kentucky, Appalachia, like, fundraiser concert. And the pictures that she gets, like, the vibes, the colors, like, it's all so on point.
Really?
And I'm just like, I don't know how the fuck to do that. That's not me.
Right. It like Alex said, there's a lot of work that goes into it. I know you came out before I went to Vegas, and you took a bunch of pictures for me. and they came out incredible. It took a couple days to get them back. So like seeing the before and after photos, you know, you put a lot of hard work into those photos. Kind of what's the process on, you take the picture, you go home and you start editing. Is there a way that you like to edit, like a specific thing that you do? Or is it just kind of whatever picture looks the best?
I mean, it really is different for everybody, so I can only speak for myself. Firstly, I had to make sure my camera wasn't broke after taking pictures of your face. Yeah. You know, it's pretty jacked up.
It's been a challenge. We've gone through 3 phones.
Yeah,
so.
that checks. Yeah, but no, so like I have a lot of presets from different things I've taken pictures of. So I start with those. If I can find a preset that I've already made before, I'll see if that works, you know, and then if it doesn't, we'll go from there. Preset can be anything with like filters. It can be just changing different settings, different, you know, move the little thing on the bar, I don't know, whatever the technical terms for that shit, but until it kind of just looks right for me. But yeah, like I don't have all this like technological speaking. I don't think you guys really want to hear all that anyway.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so before we go to commercial break, one last question for you. With your photography, is there something you prefer to take photos of? Is like, if you could get a job full-time taking pictures of this, what would it be?
I'd stay in motorsports 100%. I think the thrill of it, the family, like I've heard from a lot of other people that come into NASCAR that either aren't familiar or have been coming back for years, that it's a family sport. You always feel so welcome, and I feel like between the thrill of the environment and the welcome that you receive at every track, no matter how new you are or not, it's absolutely uncomparable.
I know Alex had a good time last week.
I did, yeah.
For his first time, like in the garage area.
Yeah, and I'm not like crazy into it, but if you go and experience it, it's really neat. You don't have to be a fan of NASCAR to enjoy it.
Oh, I don't think so. I actually invited somebody to the Pocono race that had never been. He brought his son. Son's not into racing either, and by the end of the race, he didn't want to leave. He wanted to just sit there. He was sitting up on the like paddock area, and he was sitting like holding the bars, looking through, and he's like, when are the cars coming back around? Can you see them on the back stretch? Like, he was asking all these questions. He got to meet Allmendinger, which I know you think is a made-up driver, so yeah, I think it's a really cool experience for anybody, whether you're a photographer, a fan, working behind the pit wall. It's just really amazing.
Yeah, I would go back for sure.
It sounds good. NASCAR is a party like nothing else. But we're going to get into some more NASCAR, a couple more questions for Jenny when we get back. We'll be right back after a couple commercials. Thank you to the Approach with Caution podcast official sponsors. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Welcome back to the Approach with Caution podcast. Got a couple more things while we're here with Jenny before we get moving on to the next episode. So, Jenny, you've gotten into NASCAR. You've been working with a lot of these guys. What's up next for you? I assume you're doing Dover?
Yeah, Dover's up next. Like I kind of said during the break, I'm going to pet the world's largest duck. Who doesn't want to go see that? I know there's a lot of really cool stuff in the fan zone there,
How
too.
How big are we talking?
It's freaking huge.
It's like
25
are you
feet or
going?
something.
No.
You should go.
It's next week?
No.
Yeah.
No, wait, next week?
Next.
Yeah, oh, yeah, then,
It's,
yeah.
it's
It's whenever I
When
leave.
we're releasing this
I
podcast,
told them to let me
we're
know
in
when it
Dover.
was.
We
Did they
did.
let me know?
Yeah,
We've
freaking
been
go.
updating
No.
you. We've been
Tickets aren't that much. You should definitely go. I love Dover. Like, Dover's honestly probably my favorite track, which is...
For the fanfare, for the
Yeah.
gypsy tents, everything at Dover. I love Pocono. It's my home track. It will always be my home track. Dover does it better. And
That's real.
they are incredible down there. They had the micro wrestlers last year. They had the world's largest duck, like you said. The fanfare is incredible. And then you got Miles the Monster out back. That is
Holding
a specimen.
actual freaking car. Like,
Yeah,
up in the air. Yeah.
Right.
You'd be surprised. It's a real
What?
freaking car up in the
Yeah.
air.
Holy shit.
And seeing Miles the Monster is cool, but the racing at Dover too. Pocono is a little tough to see, hard to watch from the grandstands. At Dover, there's really not a bad seat in the house.
And you don't get a chance to talk at all.
Right.
You don't get a break in between.
No.
I had credentials there one year. It was me, my buddy Travis. There was a couple other people. The year Kevin Harvick put on a stinker of 386 miles, green flag, and we couldn't say a damn word the whole time. It is such a short track that like you can't hear it. You could hear it out at Grotto's Pizza. You could hear it in the casino which is crazy. Do you ever visit the casino down there when you go to Dover?
Yeah, so I actually did last year. Last year was my first time at Dover. It was my first race. I worked as a motorsports photographer in NASCAR. I am not like a gambler. Like you, like I know you know all the functions, exactly how those machines work.
I love to lose money. It's my favorite hobby.
It's literally your favorite pastime. Like you would literally be the king of that. But like no, I went in there because like who doesn't go to Dover and at least check out the casino once? And then it was me and my other friend who was writing for the podium finish, and we saw Bob Pockrass, like just having a beer, man. Like Peter Griffin, like who doesn't want to walk up and be like, let's get a freaking stop? You don't even know who that is. Shut up.
Peter Griffin.
Bob
yeah,
Pockrass?
but Bob Pockrass looks exactly like.
Love to have you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob.
Friends with him on Facebook. Let me just shoot him a message.
It is so crazy. Like I forget. It's so weird because like Bob is a person, but like he's always working. If there's like a robot in NASCAR,
He's still working.
Yeah, he's still working.
He wears the same like 3 outfits too, though.
He does. He's a fashion icon.
100%.
Love Bob Pockrass, and one of the nicest guys ever. We were chilling at the bridge at Dover that year. I'm not sure if you were there at that point, but like we were outside, and Bob came across the bridge and had a 45-minute conversation with us.
Yeah.
Just chilling, talking.
Literally, I wore the Bob Pockrass shirt that they sold like last year, 2 years, whatever.
From
the fight?
That John Hunter Nemechek made?
Yes, I wore it to Pocono, and I know like you're not supposed to, so like whoever's listening from NASCAR, shut up. I got him to sign it, and I was so excited. I had the gold Sharpie to match the yellow on the front, and I was just like, he's not a I mean, he's famous, but he's not a driver. Like, you're not supposed to fan when you're in my job.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, he's Bob Pockrass, like. So I got an autograph, and then I was like, well, I sweated like a mother at Pocono last year, so I washed it. My dumb ass washed it.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's gone. But like I still have the shirt. Maybe I'll just try again.
It is crazy too when you go to the casino or you wait at the bridge, like we do majority of the time, because at the end of the day, they're humans too.
Yeah.
They're all human just like us. So it's cool to see them out of that like racing element, out of their mindset, just having fun at the casino. Freddie Kraft, spotter, door bumper player.
BJ McLeod to this day is still gambling. BJ, if you want to gamble with us and you see this, we would love to come lose some money with you. We don't have a charter to gamble, but we got a couple bucks, $20, $30, $40.
Don't be generous. You're lying. You got like $5.
We'll go to the nickel table.
I'll buy you ice cream. Kyle Larson almost bought my ice cream accidentally.
Yeah, he should have threw it up there on the counter.
I should have.
When it was that was during the rain delay, right? We were just chilling. What were we doing?
So, yeah.
And we walk into the casino, and like you got Tiny Ty Gibbs over there. Denny Hamlin was there.
Sour Legos.
You can almost look over his head.
Yeah, like you can't. Ty Gibbs is the kind of guy, and all respect to Ty Gibbs, you can't take him to the supermarket, you'll lose him.
You gotta put him in the little like seat in the grocery cart, like.
Yeah.
I picture Ty being the customer and training cart pusher with a little flag off.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
Like at my grocery store, they literally have like the kids carts where it's like a race car or something. Like I feel like you could put like Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson in one of
Tyler
those.
Reddick.
Yeah.
The three of them are racing around the shop.
Yeah. Dude, I'd watch that. Like, the supermarket dash.
Oh my god.
Really though, but they have that supermarket dash like
Kroger
game.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like one of their sponsors. They sponsor food all the time. Why not do something like that?
Food line was like big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, so
Ross Chastain, another.
Ross Chastain.
Everywhere.
We saw Ross Chastain last year at Dover. I kid you not, 15 times without exaggeration.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't go to the bathroom without bumping into Ross Chastain. I don't know what he was doing. We went to Grotto's Pizza. He was there. We went to the casino. He was there. We go to the bathroom. He's there. I came back to the apartment. He was here. I don't know where Ross Chastain was following us from, but everywhere we went, we saw Ross Chastain. Another really cool guy.
He is.
Working in NASCAR, is there people like that you like to see that like, I know you said you can't be a fan, but like, is there people you like to see that are always cool to you, cool to the photographers, cool to the media people? If there was somebody like that, who's somebody you look forward to getting back to the track and seeing?
I mean, so like obviously, like you said, we can't fan, but we can go and like hold a conversation. Like part of my photography is I want to capture these people and make them real. They're just people like us. So like running into Ross Chastain, like I ran into Ross Chastain outside of a bathroom in Watkins Glen, and he had shaved at that point last year. I was like, dude, whoa, I didn't recognize you. Like, where's the beard? You know. So like people like Ross, he's a sweetheart. But like I talk to a lot of the crew guys more because I feel like, you know, they're part of the team. They're the reason the fucking car's on the track, you know, and staying on the track. They're working hard. Some of those crew guys, especially from like Tony's team, great guys. Yeah. Super fun to talk to. There's a guy from like Alpha Prime, I think, that I go and see every week. Like, they're really cool. They're always looking out for you. You know, you can always get a water from, which I know you can grab waters out of their coolers anyways, but you can go, they'll be like, here, you want something? Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, get lug nuts all the time because they're like, oh yeah, here you go, and I'm like, thanks. So, and
a lot of them have a really cool story too, because like they're college athletes. You know, you got football players, baseball players, they got ex-military. I mean, the people who are on these pit crews are units of people. Like we've talked about that so many times, where the guy on the back of Kyle Busch's hauler starts throwing people, picking them up by the back of their neck and tossing them off the hauler. Like, and so like they have good stories from where they came from. So like, you know, they don't get viewed as much as they should. They are just as big, as important to the sport as the NASCAR drivers. A lot of the media people too, they're all behind the scenes. It takes a lot to put on one of these races.
I mean, like the one guy that got hit at Pocono, like he broke ribs, and he still finished the pit stop. Like, unit, literally a unit. You should watch that video if you haven't seen it.
It is
crazy. He was up at Cedar Crest for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay, you were talking about him.
Yeah, I watched the video today. He was on a podcast. I think it was with Corey LaJoie. Yeah, and I saw the video, and he's like, it was tattooed on his rib. He broke his rib and punctured his lung. And still the dedication to the sport to go out there and say, I gotta finish this pit stop, win, lose or draw. I mean, at that point you lost all the spots. Like, if something like that happens, you're going to the back of the line anyway. But the fact that he stayed in, finished it, is incredible. Like, that's something you don't see. If a tire hit me, and those tires are no joke. Those things are
65, 70 pounds.
If a tire hits me, I'm probably going to disintegrate. This guy finished his job, which is, you know, ups to that guy. So, your favorite part of NASCAR, I know you take the photos. What is your favorite thing to do at a track? Is it interact with the people? Is it the fan zone? What do you like? And it could be specific too. It could be, oh, this is just what I like at Watkins Glen. This is what I like at Dover. Is there something that you look forward to when you're going to a track?
Yeah, like I always love to go see the people, you know. You make connections as you go more often. You get to meet some really awesome people, hear awesome stories and stuff, just kind of build like that camaraderie. Like I may not be exactly one of the people carrying a fucking tire out there, you know, whatever. I'm not hopping over the wall, but like I'm still there. I'm still capturing moments for these teams, and like you say, like they don't get a lot of airtime, and they should. So my goal is to get as many pictures as I can of this team as well. Like the car's great, cool. We got the sponsors, awesome. We got the driver, great. But like, what about the team? You know, they're like literally working their ass off, breaking their ribs, like flying out over this wall and performing pit stops in mere seconds.
Right. It is crazy, the pit stop process too. For these guys to hop off a ledge in front of a car, some pit roads are what, 45, some are 50.
Yeah.
That's like running out in front of a car on the highway and hoping to clear them. Like, the pitch stops and everything that goes into that is crazy. Can you imagine jumping off a wall? And we were up at Pocono, and the wall is high too. I mean, very realistic possibility. If you're not trained, if you're not dedicated, if you don't work at it, you could twist your ankle, you could break an ankle, you could hurt yourself doing that. So it's definitely incredible to do.
Literally at Dover, so like my first race, had never hopped over a pit wall. Day of the Cup race, I decided I was going to take a picture of Jimmy Johnson's pit box because, like, dude doesn't race as much anymore, and I didn't get into NASCAR until really late in my life, so, like, I didn't see the powerhouse
Peak
that
Jimmy
is.
Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like, dude, he sucked so bad at Dover last year. I was just so disappointed.
It's
but
a shame.
It really was. But, like, so literally I'm standing on the outside of pit wall on pit road itself, and I'm taking a picture of his pit stall to send to a friend, and then I decide that I'm going to go hop over it. Now, I didn't have my camera on me. I just had my phone. but the wall at Dover has a lip on it on the outside.
Yeah.
And my foot caught it. So I skinned my whole leg, I busted my knee open, and I had blood running down my leg and staining my jeans for the rest of the day because I didn't have a Band-Aid. And I didn't want to go down to the like infield care center and be like, "Hey guys, I skinned my knee." Like, so literally, I was just trying to be this badass. But like, those pit walls are no fucking joke, and
Right.
they vary. Like, I don't remember what track it was. I think it was Watkins Glen, maybe. I don't know. It's a really fucking thick pit wall. Like, there's some. If you ask some of the guys, like, pit wall varies, and you gotta know how to jump over it, how to stand on it, whatever. Like, because it's in a flash. They do like pit stops in what, like 10 to
I was just gonna
like
say,
8 to 13,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, they got a lot of skill on there. So, before we wrap up, we're gonna give a couple of plugs to where can people find you?
Yeah, so mainly my Instagram, which is Lady Flame Racing. That's the main place for any of my racing work. There's like my personal stuff, but like there's nothing exciting there. That's just Instagram is like Lady Flame 301. So yeah, those are my two main places to find racing stuff and modeling, whatever. What have you, yeah.
Sounds good. Alex, you have any other questions before we wrap up here?
So going back to filming for NASCAR, so you want to do a race and you want to film for that. How do you get to, is there a sign up thing? You sign up to record or shoot photos for NASCARs for that race, or
Yeah, so
how does that process work?
NASCAR is very strict on who they let in the door. They have a lot of rules, and there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of, I don't know how they let you guys in, but like literally. So
Two shirts will get you real far. I don't know
yeah,
how it,
I work here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do what we do.
Yeah, no, some shady shit. You just, sell your soul or something. But no, so like literally, I literally just followed a guy on Twitter who has his own like online media presence for the Podium Finish. He's the editor-in-chief, and we just started chatting. And he saw some pictures I took as a fan, which unedited, like not greatly cropped, nothing crazy, from the Roval like a few years back.
Gotcha.
And he's like, you know what, we're gonna take a chance. So. Nice. That's kind of how it started out for me. I feel like if you start out with like a lesser organization of some sort like that, there's people that are willing to pay. There's some people that don't pay. I didn't start out paid, but this season I am. So, you just kind of start low. A lot of like news outlets, school outlets are looking for people to get into tracks, especially like local tracks. Like I know local news like WGAL down towards like Lebanon, Harrisburg, Hershey, whatever. They're looking for people to go to sprint tracks and take pictures. So yeah, so like literally anybody could do it, and you can get paid to do it.
Nice.
Cody, any questions before we wrap up here?
So Alex and I are really close with our good friend. His name's Andreas, and he goes on YouTube by the name Thrills of Magic. And he he's a vlogger on YouTube, but he's gone to Disney, Universal Studios, Knott's Berry, even Dorney Park, everything. Have you ever tried or had the thought of dabbling in like the vlogging aspect since you travel so much, or is you just kind of want to stick to photography?
I kind of like being somewhat anonymous. Like I feel like the modeling has, less anonymity, however you fucking say that word. But that's enough for me. Like I tried out for the talent show in school, and that was enough. Like these little things where I can control how much that I'm out there. Mm-hmm. I feel like with the vlogging aspect, you always have to be on display all the time.
And something has to be posted like every day.
Every day.
Algorithm going and
right.
all that stuff.
And I suck at that. Like, just normal people, depression. Like, I have a kid, traveling and stuff. Like, that's hard for me to do. Mm-hmm. If I did like a video once a week, maybe, but do you really get that hype and continual draw for it? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Sounds good. So as somebody who's out here living your dream, doing the photography, if there's one thing you could say to somebody watching, that wants to follow their dream, wants to get into NASCAR, is there some piece of advice? It doesn't have to be NASCAR. It could be for modeling or, photography. Is there one piece of advice that, somebody watching this could get from you?
Like, literally is as simple as making connections. That can be through social media. That could be through going to the races in person, or trying, like, the open day that I mentioned. Not necessarily that one, but there's other studio spaces or photography venues that do that. Just follow people on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Reach out to them. Continue crafting your trade, and try to find something that's niche for you. Like, if you can say, hey, I got this corner of the market that people aren't covering, that now draws people to you, versus some Joe Smo over there that's, like, just doing normal photography. Like, I feel like I try to capture people and their emotions and everything that's going on with that person, rather than the cars on track. I do pictures of cars on track, but that, like, it's not where I excel. So find that thing that works for you, connect with people, you'll excel.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jenny, for coming
Yeah.
in. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And this will be out shortly. And if you guys are seeing this during the Dover weekend, Cody and I are there. I'm sure Jenny will be around somewhere. Alex hopefully can make it at least one or two of the days. But if you see us, come say hello. We're going to beef up that podcast a little bit longer. If you haven't seen it yet, check out that Pocono one. And we'll be back next week when we're talking to Cody a little bit about him. And you're going to find out some more. We'll see you guys next week on the Approach with Caution podcast.
Why won't you let it go, let it go? What we had was never personal, personal. Nothing you could better save your breath, leave your